All right. Welcome everybody to the World of Ability Podcast Network. I am Emily Gomer and a podcast engineer here, and we're excited to bring you another episode of the Mystery of Connections with MC Holmes. So, pass it over to MC Holmes or Alan to get us kicked off here. Um,
Yes, Emily. Thank you so much. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be live on the world. Thank you for this is Alan Holmes, also known as the Master Connector. But for this great Master Connection show, I'm known as MC Holmes. Today, I wanted to thank you for tuning in because first and foremost, been a couple of weeks had some challenges. However, it ended up in a positive note. I want to bring to the stage an incredible young lady who had who has the privilege of introducing today as a guest today, the world of legal shield and identity protection. I myself have was compromised a couple weeks ago, and we're still working to get back on track. So I want to stay positive because I want to share an incredible platform that really has changed my life in a great way and has been supporting during this difficult time. But I'm happy and back. Um, Debbie is sitting in the wing. I don't know if she can. I believe she can hear me. Debbie would love for you to step up to the mic and kind of share with us a little bit about your journey with Legal Shield and Identity Shield. And like I shared, those who want to support myself, just connect with some of the challenges I've had. Just email me at massiveconnections@gmail.com, massiveconnections@gmail.com. We'll talk about it. But let's get right into it. Debbie, you know, Legal Shield it's been around a while. It's been such a integral part in my life as well as many others. Why should the average business owner or the everyday household have Legal Shield? Kind of share a little bit your journey and who you are and why uh, what basically got you to move forward with Legal Shield and ID Shield.
Thank you, Ellen. I appreciate the opportunity. Yeah, Legal Shield has been around for over 50 years. And so, actually, about the same time that my husband and I were getting married, Harlan Sterncypher was starting Legal Shield. And I'm excited that he started it, not for the reason that he started it, but that it's available to us. We didn't hear about it for a long time after that. About well, many years later, my husband and I had our three oldest sons, and we were thinking we should have had a will, but we really had no clue what to do about that whole. We just knew that that was an adult thing to do, when, especially for the care of our sons, um, and we wanted to be the one that was making the decisions. But as I said, we didn't really have any idea what to do about it. But the one thing we did know was that we had no money. So unless it was going to be really, really inexpensive, it was not really going to fit into our budget. When we were finally introduced to this product, about 18 years ago, we were excited that not only could we have our wills written, both of our wills written, but we could also have access to law firms for any number of things that we might come in contact with. And even at that time, we'd had a lot of other things that were questions in our lives that we wondered, was this a good decision? Was it not? We had purchased a home just kind of on almost a handshake kind of a deal, which, back then wasn't as crazy as it sounds like today. But, there's a lot of things that come into our lives every single day that really the decision would be a much better decision and more peaceful decision if we had somebody that we could just call and ask. Moms and dads often have an opinion, but it's not necessarily the legal opinion. And so um, we we were fortunate. My husband was just like, okay, we're doing this. And I was like, okay. By that time I had 5 sons, and I really didn't feel like I needed more things to do. So I'm thankful that he stepped up and said, no, this is something we can do in our spare time. And we've been able to do that to help a lot of families through the last 18 years. As you mentioned before, too, the identity issue has become a major factor in our lives. Not something really that we thought about 50 years ago or 20 years ago, even. And so, but today it's like one of the top leading crimes in the world, not just here in the United States. So it's really important that we have professionals that know what to do and how to handle it on our side. And that was also one of the beauties of LegalShield. They have taken it and made LegalShield and ID Shield partner together so that we can help individuals, but also families, have that protection without the huge cost that it often entails. Also, the confusion, because especially with identity theft, it doesn't just happen like here in my neighborhood. It's usually and often is even possibly international situations. So the fact that I would have to figure out who had taken my identity or where it all had been used is really kind of beyond my understanding or my dealings. I'm not really able to hop on a plane and go to Arizona to figure out why somebody's using my information, or to Texas, or any place else. Trying to get all those jurisdictional boundaries figured out is not really something that I guess I don't feel like I'm qualified for, nor do I have the time to deal with all those kind of things. So I'm excited that there are people that are skilled in this and able to help us. And from what I've understand, I have a friend who actually spent over 8 months trying to deal with it herself, because she thought she was really good at those kind of things, but taking 8 months of my life is not something that I would consider a good use of my time. So I'm thankful to have experts that know how to do it, and do it much quicker than that in general. So that's one of the blessings of having this product, I guess I should say.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, I'm glad you said that, Debbie, because you're right. I mean, the past 3 weeks I've been dealing with all kind of, but I can't imagine for 8 months. So you're right. Having the access to the team and law firm and a group of individuals that can be able to assist is definitely well. So let me ask you now, the small business owners, the family, where do you focus? And how can maybe someone who is maybe has a solo as a solopreneur or just the everyday household, is your focus on just the small business owner or the family or both? Or, and I'm sure we'll come around to be talking about there's a way to generate additional revenue streams in there. I don't know if you want to touch on a couple of those three points.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, well, I guess as a family member, that was always an important issue to me. Of course, I'm all about family. I have 5 sons and 5 daughters of love, and keeping them safe, and our 19 grandchildren.
Wow.
That's a biggie for me. So being able to get this information to families all over the United States and most of Canada is really important. Um, it's also important to me to be able to help those young marrieds, but also the seniors. My mother-in-law, when dad died, she had to change her will, get it updated, of course, get his name off of her will, as she was instructed. That would save a lot of trouble when she would die. Except she was charged $3,000 to get Dad's name off of her will in 3 places. She could have had Legal Shield for over 10 years for that price. And so I have no idea. She could have rewritten her will. I mean, even at the price of wills today, she could have just written a whole brand new will for a lot less than that. So I don't have any idea what happened with that, why she was taking advantage like that. So just trying to help our seniors realize that we appreciate that you already have a will, but with Legal Shield, you can keep it reviewed and make sure it says exactly what you need it to say today. And then next year, if you've had some changes, added a new grandchild or moved across the country or whatever, you can always change it and have it updated to say exactly what you need. I'm also, though, focusing on those solarpreneurs, as you said, home-based businesses, because while they have the same needs as the big corporations, we obviously don't have the same bank account. So they need Legal Shield. And I've also heard that a wise business person knows how to use his money and not waste his money. So having Legal Shield is a great way to do that for their business. It's a great way to always have access to those law firms to ask the questions that they need to know and have all their documents and whatever else they might come across taken care of properly. So those are kind of my focuses, but I'm always, there's other things that we can do, but those are my main ones.
Okay, and for those who are techie or non-techie, I know I have the Legal Shield on my as an app. Can you share a little bit where about the ability to be able to use this on the go? That's I don't know. You see it in my wonderful app there. It's
Yeah.
can you share a little bit about that, Debbie? How do you access it? Maybe via the app, or is it something that someone could easily accessible by website? Web browser.
Well, you can get it on your Connect on the web browser. I actually have mine on my phone too. The whole one of the beauties of it with the app is that your legal team is everywhere you're at. I mean, you need a question answered, you can tap the app and be calling them, or you can set up an appointment, tell them what you need advice on, and tell them what is a good time, whether it's tomorrow morning, tonight, whatever time. We even on our apps have that emergency button. So if you're being detained or child services is at your door wanting to take your children away for some reason or some other emergency, you're in a traffic accident, you can tap the app right then and be talking to an attorney. I don't know. When my husband did it, I think he was talking to an attorney in less than 5 minutes. He was in an accident, and he was talking to an attorney here in our state, helping them to know what to talk about when the police officers did arrive, just to be sure he was safe and protected, to know his rights. So,
Absolutely.
and the ID app has the same emergency needs as well, or call them up and talk to them about whatever issue you have. So having your apps on your phone really keeps your legal team and ID team right there with you wherever you're at.
Okay, and then that brings me to another question. Anybody who knows me, I'm a little nosy. The ID Shield and the Legal Shield app, is it one and the same, or is it two different apps? Or how do you differentiate the two?
Yes, they're two separate apps. When you purchase your plan, you can buy either the Legal Shield or the ID Shield or both, but they're separate plans, separate apps on your phone, so they're always right there.
Okay, awesome. That's absolutely amazing. And before we get to the incredible Deby Miller's website and how to connect with you and contact you, can you maybe elaborate? And I know that for those who want to earn additional income, I mean, is that something that you are focused? I mean, not really so much focusing. Are you open to looking for team members, or how are you? Uh, how are you approaching that aspect of leadership? And
Yes,
I
I'm always open to team members. I'd love to. I'm excited even with some of the friends that we've met, Alan, that I now have been able to help people from the East Coast to the West Coast of the United States. And so getting, because I guess because of Zoom and our other technical things, which I'm not terribly techy about, but anyway, able to help families far outside of the Kansas City area, which I'm excited to be able to get my information even farther. So, but I'm always looking for people that are interested. Our opportunity is very reasonable, and it's a great way to use your phone, as we've already mentioned. I mean, besides keeping the attorneys on the phone, having your phone, whether it costs hundreds of dollars or not, but it's not a lot of the best value is to use it to actually run a business. And Legal Shield is a great way to do that. And also a great tax advantage right now. So that might be a good consideration for people.
Okay, which obviously leads me to the probably the one of the final bits of information is how do one get a hold of Deby Miller? Deby Miller. How do we? What is the best way to reach you and get maybe enrollment with part of this?
Well, they can contact me on LinkedIn or Facebook. Um, I can give them my phone number as well if you'd like for them to call me. My number.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay, my phone number is 816-529-6254, and that's in the Kansas City area at 816-529-6254. And I'd love to help.
All right, now I believe it, and I apologize. I was having a little digging with my phone here. That's why I looked down, but just wanted to focus on Deby as well. You may have this. May have heard from a little birdie that you have a no card or something, maybe to get a hold of them, because I know.
I do have a no card, and I'm excited to still, not the techiest person in the whole room, as I'm sure Emily and Kurt are very skilled at, but I am learning and to use it, and I love being able to connect with people, and also great way to make referrals. So I'm excited to learn more about the no card and get it in use.
Absolutely. Well, just to let you know, Debbie, you are a preferred partner on my no card, so we'll definitely get the word about how to contact you through direct line and or through your no card. We'll make sure that that's where, and also the Massive Connections LinkedIn, Facebook group. We have that open, and I believe Emily is working on some other social platforms. But within the no card, it could definitely um, showcase Deby Miller and Legal Shield and ID Shield. And before we kind of wrap up and come around home and introduce other different platforms that can help grow Deby Miller's circle and influence with Emily and Kurt. Any other final thoughts in closing? Just want to share with the world, Deby.
Um, I personally feel like every single person 18 years and older needs to have Legal Shield. The great plan with the family plan is that the children up to age 26 are still included, even if they're off to college. So keeping your family safe and protected with Legal Shield is, just kind of a no-brainer. And ID Shield, we cover again the whole family for the price, instead of each one of you having to have your own plan. And so many, you know, the children are an easy easy information to gather, and the seniors are, as we are constantly hearing, other scams are being thrown at them. So just keeping all of our family and our information safe with these two products is really a great way to protect your family.
All right. Well, Debbie, I want to thank you so much for taking time out of your busy Wednesday. Happy Women's Awareness Month. Happy early Easter to you and your beautiful family for being part of it. It's just really just an incredible weight off so many people's shoulder. I definitely highly recommend anyone listening on the worldwide web and around beyond to get a hold of Debbie because she definitely has her finger on the pulse for success within protecting your family, both legal work as well as identity protection. Thank you so much, Debbie. So I want to bring maybe Kurt and Emily's kind of hanging around. I think they have some other additional resources or platforms or interests or information to kind of showcase Debbie as well. And anybody who wants to be a master of connections. Up there he is. Let me see. I say poof, and he appears. The great, the legendary World of Ability podcast. And my brother from another who's been supporting me through this entire journey with Deby Miller and everyone. Kurt, what do you got for us, brother?
Well, Alan, I enjoy giving you nicknames. We got MC Holmes. I'm going to add one today. I'm going to call you with this Wednesday show, Hump Day Holmes. Yes, indeed. We're helping you over the hump right here at Mastery of Connections. And right within Mastery of Connections is the Mastery of Connection, singular. So the idea is one at a time. And so what I'm going to do, folks, is I'm going to make a connection to someone who is deceased, who is no longer with us, but has contributed greatly in the realm of psychology, Abraham Maslow. So today's conversation, folks, brought me back to psychology class in high school, where I learned that the basic need of all of us, 8 billion of us in the world today, that it all starts with physiological needs: air, water, food, shelter, sleep, clothing, reproduction. So right after that comes safety needs. So I put the business of Prepaid Legal Services Incorporated right in the realm of those safety needs that all of us on the planet have: personal security, employment, resources, health, and property. So there you go. The ID Shield and the LegalShield products help us in what our basic needs are. So when I heard Debbie talk, we're talking about making those connections and checking each other. I participate with Emily and my wife, Sue, and others. We do a daily huddle every day, a couple hours before this show, Monday through Friday. And it's called the Daily Huddle. And one of the sayings that they bring forward is check yourself before you wreck yourself, type of deal. So that's a little bit of what this is about. Is, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And that's what I heard Debbie describing, that if you're caught with your pants down and you don't have Prepaid Legal Services Inc. products and you're trying to do it yourself, it's like, oh my goodness, all those months go by. You could have been doing other things with your life. And then the other things that the hierarchy of needs suggests is after safety needs is love and belonging. So a lot of that is the why we get products like Prepaid Legal Services Incorporated, LegalShield and ID Shield, friendship, intimacy, family, protecting your family, doing it for our family, and sense of connection. Oh my gosh, did you know that, Alan? We are serving a basic need here at the Mastery of Connection. Then from there it goes esteem, respect, self-esteem, status, recognition, strength, and freedom. And so just think of how this reflects what this show is all about. When we're out there connecting, most people just start at the top. They get the tip of the iceberg. And that right there is at the top of the hierarchy of needs: self-actualization, desire to become the most that one can be. And I know we've got two people here who help others be the best version of themselves: Deby Miller and Alan Holmes. It's great being here today. And we have Emily Gomer our podcast engineer, our virtual assistant. She's virtually assisting us. Where is she? You know, is she behind that curtain behind Deby? You know, where
Maybe.
is Emily Comer? You know, so, but she's got a birthday coming up in a little over a week. We're going to start celebrating strong in a week, but we're also going to do a little April Fool's celebration because Emily Gomer celebrates April Fool's really big because she's such a super helper. She is even devoted to helping fools. So we're going to be bringing that forward on Monday, April 1st, and the true birthday where she turns 4 decades strong in life. That is going to be a culmination of 40 hours of celebrating 40 years of Emily M. Gomer, OMG, EMG. And I thought I talked enough about her. She would show herself on video, but I guess we might have to wait till next week's show, Alan. I don't know what she's doing. Oh, there she is.
Oh, absolutely. There she is. Well, there she is, Emily. Well, I'm just going to, before she goes ahead and shares her great wisdom, want to say happy early belated birthday, Emily. And we know that throughout the weekend, you may be on purposely shown within the no card community of your great wisdom and so forth. And Monday we will see what our schedule belows, regardless if I'm here in spirit or in person. Want to definitely support you. I'm looking forward to your show tonight. Emily, I'm gonna stop yammering. It's your world, young lady. We're just a audience member, a part of it.
So thank you, Alan, and thank you, Deby, for coming on today. I think this was a great show that we have every Wednesday. So I encourage everybody to tune in, whether that's on YouTube or if you're interested in being on the show, to connect with us and can having you on the show. So yeah, that's what I have to say at the moment.
Thank you all for being here, and thank you, Deby, again for just being an incredible guest in a wonderful world of Kurt and Emily's world, that massive connection, supporting and make myself. And if it hadn't been for these two again, I don't know where I would be. I'm blessed and honored, and I'm privileged to be a part of your world as well. Thank you. Till next show. We'll see you next time in Massive Connections. Bye for now.